Hey guys, Galactic Marine 501 slash jexamwolfexia here, and today I'm going to be doing the most in-depth master grade review I've ever done. This is the Sword Impulse master grade. Now, in case you guys are wondering, will I be getting a Force? Yes, but I'm going to get a knockoff. I want to get a Force backpack just to build the backpack. What I'm going to be doing with it, I will explain later on. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to be keeping the impulse itself as the Force Impulse. I have an alternate code planned, an alternate specialty, and having a Force backpack will be okay, because I can do sort of a red Force Impulse with the swords. I don't know. But let's get to excess accessories first. Now, for any of you guys who have action bases, which I don't, you can display all four of the flight modes. The chest flyer attaches to this. The leg flyer, I believe, attaches to this. This is also the one for the robot mode, by the way. The silhouette, I believe, attaches to this, and the core splendor attaches to this. So yeah, you get all that. Now, one part you're gonna get on the sword that you don't get in the Force, which I mentioned already, is if you see the this is the chin and the goatee and the goatee and the undersides of the eyes. Now with the Force Impulse, sorry, they're both red under the eyes and a red goatee. However, with the sword, the goatee has been changed to black, but the undersides of the eyes are still red. They gave you 2 extra pieces in the sword pack plates to do this, which is awesome. There's one other accessory that I'm not going to get into now. Oh, and also you do get standing figures of Shin Asuka there in his signature, I'm Shin Asuka, my hand is out for some reason, pose, which all Shin Asuka figures seem to be in for some reason. I don't know. And Lunamaria Hawk there, holding her helmet. Now, the detail really is there, and if I were a good painter, I would try to paint that. But, yeah, I like that they actually did give you Luna, that she actually gets some credit. Hang on, let's see in the manual. See if they actually credit her with flying the thing. Now, on the color splash page, do they mention pilots? They give you some episode synopses. Well, I guess her getting her figure in here is good enough. Because she's never gotten a master grade scale figure. Because there was no Zaku Warrior. But the box is replicating that scene where Shin is wrecking that ship with his swords. He's just like, blah. And this box art is amazing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this in shot. Is that even the right place? Okay, yeah, you see that green window there? You can see the Admiral, what's his name? Or Corporal, whatever his rank is. That guy that stayed behind in the window. It's so freaking awesome. And they have the lifeboats down there, and the Rouge is making an appearance. And there are some of those jets. I don't remember what the jets are called, but hey. Murasames, or Murasames. It's hilarious, because through the show you hear it pronounced Morosame and Murasame by different people. So, hey. Guess maybe somebody has an accent in there or something that you don't pick up on, you know, Japanese. But, okay, you also get 2 hands that are very well appreciated. 2 fixed hands. The reason for that is these swords are massive, and you need them. Now, let's deploy. Core Splendor first. Now, he has those waste of missile pods there that I always seem to comment on. And I don't even think this is right. I really don't, because the wings don't seem like they're out far enough. There we go. Got him. They do click in there, like that. That's how they're supposed to be, with the missile pods forward. They click in, but they're hard to get to click. And the cockpit hatch opens, and inside you have a seated... It appears to be Shin. Yeah, it's Shin. Dang it. It would have been awesome if they gave you a sitting Luna, too. I could paint that as Luna. I could replace the white with the light pink if I wanted. But the other difference is sort of anatomic. And if you look from the side, Luna's bust is slightly larger in the suit. Which, I mean, obviously, girl, boobs. Makes sense. So it's Shin. And that's the way you can tell, because their helmets are the same. And in just a white figure, an unpainted white figure, that's the only thing you got to go on. With the helmets on. But yeah, it's got landing gear, 3 different sections of landing gear. These do pop off easily. So I'm going to do that now. There. So that's what it looks like without the landing gear. And so let's set him off to the side. I'll transform them when I get them all out here. And I have all the effect parts. Was it the leg? I think it was the chest flyer that deployed next. Here, and the landing gear on this consists of 2 panels of the shield popping out. I will put the shield back to normal. And I am being very careful with this guy, even though I think the super glue failed. And it's being held in there by the actual joint piece. But hey, I can almost... I am thinking about using actually a piece of duct tape to fix it. Because there's a flat surface above where it broke, so I could just put a piece of duct tape in there and it'll be perfect. Speaking of super glue, the shield may need a little super glue, but hey. But here's the chest flyer without the landing gear. Yeah, the shield looks normal now. That's about it. And next would be the leg flyer. And yeah, it's got the crotch piece. Okay, that just looks a little bit wrong. That we have a landing gear extending from there. Remember that this turns into a robot's crotch. And then think about that. And they had the niceness to add in a circular piston on the end of this. Thanks, Bandai. That definitely is what I... Here, let me just for comedic effect, let me put that back on, but without the panel. Yeah, let's just say Robo Wang. Nah. Anubis still has it beat. Zone of Enders reference. Actually, I never played Zone of Enders. The only thing I know about it, or the only thing I've heard about it is the cockpit jokes. Oh wait. Transforming. Got ahead of myself. Dang it. These legs are very, very tight, so be careful with them. Oh yeah, so here's the leg flyer without landing gear. And of course, I didn't line it up perfectly. It didn't seem important at the time. And finally, the sword silhouette. Now, actually, what's interesting to me is they give you a part of the inside of the Minerva where the silhouette would sit when it's not being deployed on the silhouette flyer. So you see, you could just have it sitting there. Nice. Just sitting there, waiting to have the silhouette, waiting to have Shin yell either Minerva sword silhouette or Mayrin. No, he only yells Minerva sword silhouette. Actually, the funny thing is I started halfway through the series, so I thought Mayrin's name was Minerva for about 5 minutes, because I never heard the name of the ship, and then I hear Shin yell, Minerva, sword silhouette, and then Mayrin says, okay, sending out sword silhouette. I'm like, oh, her name must be Minerva. Yeah, so, sort of an odd anecdote. Oh, and by the way, here, when you detach the silhouette flyer, it does have its own landing gear, and this piece pushes in. The sword pack slides onto this top bit here. I don't know if the force pack does that as well, but the sword pack does. So I'm detaching the landing gear, and I'll show you the bottom. This black part is actually one molded piece, and actually looks quite cool as a standalone piece when it's on the trees. But only a true modeler would appreciate something that stupid. Okay. Now, this block aside, that's all of the flyers. So, let's get to transforming this. Okay, so how did it go? Oh yeah, first he just drops off these missile pods. I wonder if they even have the stupidity to load those anymore. Like, yeah, let's just load these. Give Shin some ammo that he won't use. Then you push the wings of the Core Splendor in. I know I'm not going to get this transformation accurate to the show, but I'm going to try. Then the front of the nose cone folds down and under, and then the whole nose cone folds forward. And if you have the high grade, this will be familiar to you. And if you have both high grades, then the other Core Splendor version, you may think, why is the nose cone so much bigger on the other high grade version? Yeah, the width is stupid. The width is there bad. The length is not there bad. The length is actually there. And next, I think it docks into the legs. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it docks into the legs. At least that's the way it's easiest to do here. So it docks into the legs, and then this beam rifle has fallen out. But hey, it's the sword. It doesn't need beam rifles or shields. In fact, I think it just pitches its shield. If he's about to deploy in sword impulse mode, you know what I would do? I would say, here, I'm going to modify this. I'm going to take off the beam rifle, take off the shield, and now you can deploy. But no, that's not what happens. So anyway, just going to drop this beam rifle now. Just going to get it out of the way. So here, you basically slide this bit in. It'll lock together, press down on something stable, and there you go. And now this shoulder pad is a little loose, but that has a reason that I've already explained. Okay, there we go. There we go. That's show accurate. But I'm just going to transform this as the normal impulse, so I do need the shield to do that. Because I am going to demonstrate that part. Then you just fold the arms into being right. Push them in. Push them in by the arms themselves. Hold on to the arm as it's out, and then just push it in. And this piece, I believe he does it something like this. Okay, I'm gonna make something explode again. Gotta hold on to a good place. Yep, there, like that. I believe he does it something like this, where the shield just folds down there. Fold the hand out and make a fist with it, I believe. Then you get the legs folding out like so. This is an incredibly terrifying joint to maneuver, this knee joint. I don't know if it's the way I assembled it or what, but it's just terrifying. On all levels, it is so tight in there. It just doesn't do its job. I don't know why. I mean, it's not a polycap joint. That's the problem. If it were polycap, it would be a lot tighter, a lot looser, I mean, and it wouldn't do this as bad. It wouldn't stick as bad, but yeah. Okay, so there. You straighten the legs. Sorry I did that off camera. It's just so terrifyingly tight. Fold the feet down and the feet guards down. And then the shield does its whole thing. Or no, wait, that's the last part. That's the last part. First, we have this piece sliding down, revealing the face and exposing the Vulcans, so it can now shoot forward. Then the shield, I mean. Well, with the sword impulse, it wouldn't do this. It would just drop the shield. I'm going to show it anyway. The bottom part slides down. The top part slides up. Here. Top part slides up. And then you could pull the side panels out to finish the transformation into the full shield. And then, because it's sword impulse, it would either just reduce back down and be stored somewhere where I don't know, or he just fires it off of his arm somehow. I don't remember him using it in sword mode at all. But, hey, doesn't need a shield. The shield is nice, though. It has that seed-style rotating clip that just popped off. The seed-style rotating clip that folds and rotates. And it's got a handle on there, so you could put it into the hand. Although it doesn't need it. It's not incredibly loose, like it seemed in the when I was doing that. It did seem incredibly loose, and I apologize for that, but it's a moron. So yeah. But anyway. So yeah, now we have the transformed or Impulse Gundam, not the Sword Impulse yet. So here he is. He's nice. What does he have in terms of accessories? Now, first off, he has, for Strike fans, rejoice, like me, he's got his pocket knives. I don't remember him using these. I honestly don't. Yeah, here. If you see, the side panels open up just like the Armored Schneiders, and he has his own Armored Schneiders. I think they're Armored Schneiders. I don't remember these in the show at all. But yeah, they're nice. They look different. They've got a different sort of vibe to them. Then again, I don't have the Master Grade Strike Freedom, so... Or, not the Strike Freedom. The Strike. I don't have the Master Grade Strike, so I don't know. Because, I mean, the Master Grade Strikes could be identical, just... I wouldn't know because I don't have it. I'm going to get a knockoff of it, though. Or of the Strike Noir, actually. But, hey. Still a Strike. I'm not planning to get the Master Grade Strike because I'm not that huge a fan of the Strike. And I already have the No Grade Strike in 1 to 100th scale. If somebody convinces me otherwise, then I may end up getting it, but it'll take a lot of convincing because that's not a cheap mold. And you have to get the launcher pack to get the sword pack, which is the only variant of the Strike I would want to display. And, oh yeah, for the rifle, you could fold the scope down and attach it to his butt via the peg. And yeah, that works. But this is the sword impulse. He just throws that. He doesn't need it because he's that awesome. So what does he do at this point? Now that he's in impulse form, the silhouette flies, the silhouette itself detaches. I don't know what happens to this. In the transformation sequence, we never see it leave. It's on there, and then it's just gone. So yeah, this thing flies off, probably back to the Minerva to await Shin's next barking order. The swords fold down, like so, to form swords that are folded down, and then you can just pull the main module back a little bit, which will allow it to fold down. Then you just push it in and up to get it into position, like so. Then pull the wings of the boomerang back a tiny bit and flip it right side up. I like having them back a little bit. Some of you may like them this way, flat. I think it accommodates the swords a little better, and it looks a lot nicer to have it just back. To have them back a little bit, and then you can just fold the swords straight up, because they're back, because I folded the wings back. And now you just find the pegs with the holes, and shove it in. There, and there. Almost. Bang. And this is the four simple. And this is the four simples. This is the Sword Impulse in Master Grade Sword Impulse in all its glory, in all its one glorified shoulder armor glory. Yeah, I think I fixed it, but yeah. So, what does he gain? Accessories. Let's pull out one of these gigantic swords. Actually, let's do the lesser of the two first. I am actually not going to pose him anymore in this video. I'm not going to put anything in his hands, just because. I'll demo the sword holding hands briefly, but other than that, oh yeah, I forgot this doesn't unpeg normally. Let's go with the boomerang first. The boomerang actually looks really awesome. I don't normally like this. I normally think it's sort of doofy, but yeah. I may end up displaying him with this. And let's see how it holds in the special sword holding hand. Because the normal holding hand, let's see how the normal holding hand grips it. Anyway, just to see. Right out of the box. Now this is a new, I haven't done much with these hands. Nope, it just doesn't. It doesn't grip it. There. I got it. Yeah, right out of the box he can grip this thing, but use him a little bit and he won't be able to. Wait, actually, I think I can get, yeah, you can lock it behind the peg, so it'll stay in there a lot nicer. So yeah, that's nice that they at least thought that out. Yeah, so if you toy with it a little, you can get this boomerang into his hand, dual wielded. You can have him use the full boomerang. And the chest is starting to come apart. That is one of the problems with this guy, but it's, it's expected because he is a transforming mobile suit. Kind of. Really, it's just a mobile suit that turns into thing, that splits that splits the top half of his body, the lower half of his body, and an airplane. And another airplane that forms a backpack, but that's not too bad. The Sky Grasper I like. I like having the little support ship. In this case, this is the Sky Grasper, even though it's the Silhouette Flyer. Does the same thing, except it's automated, so we don't have any more. Oh my god! Like, yeah. Like a little bitch, Kiriyamato. But yeah, he does have his boomerangs, where he's like, whew, and then they fly around and cut things and are generally cool. And his other one can do that too. There. And I think if you were able to hold it like this, go Curios on you, that would be awesome. And then you have this thing, which has this unnecessary little detail in there where it's got panel lines on that part that's just there to hold the boomerang on, which I think is awesome that they actually went that extra mile. So, yeah. The silhouette that's it for these. Now let's get to the best part of this, the swords. Now already this could be a pocket knife for me. This could be a really nice butterfly pocket. Like this could be Michael Trinity's crazy laser blade. And then you turn it into a dagger. Yeah, that is almost another inch or so. I think that's over another inch. Let's get the other one out to do a size comparison. There. Yeah, it gains at least another inch. A little over an inch of gained height. And so, yeah. Extend them both. Let's grab the blades. Now, these actually lock in a much nicer way than the high grade did. And they actually have a lot more lenience for if you don't cut it out perfectly and there's a tiny little nub in there, that it won't ruin it. It won't make it stick out in an odd angle and never go back to normal. So yeah, it's perfect for impatient people like me. And then let's get this blade. Okay. If you watched my previous video, then you will have already seen the... Then you have already seen this, but hey. Yes. But hey, I'm doing a review, so I gotta show it. Yeah. Now, if this were all you got, this would be pretty cool. Now I have two cool laser daggers, and I could be all Michael Trinity, like, hey, what did you say to my sister? And then, like, grr. But that's not all you get. No. For those who are haters of the freedom, I am, they give you this. Yeah. This is basically just a spike effect part. And what this does is it gives you that extra look that you can jab into something or through something like the freedom. And I think it's supposed to go on this way. Yeah. Looks about right this way. But yeah, that is so cool. They give you two of them, so you could do it with both swords, which is nice. You're not limited to only being able to do it with one. Yeah, now if that were it, this would be a nice model. This would be a great model, in fact. Let's actually demo the sword holding hand once. Oh, and there is another mode for these swords. Because everything that is giant and bladed can form a two-bladed weapon. It has these holes that don't really like this. And yeah, I don't know if it's the way I built it or something else, but yeah, it doesn't really like that mode. There's not enough room for a polycap in there, so I know I didn't miss a step. It's just they're incredibly loose. A little super glue might fix that, but I'm not going to super glue it because I don't care about this giant thing. Because, I mean, look at this. Look at this. It's taller than my... It's like twice... The single blade is taller than my head. There's no way I'm going to be storing this thing. There's no way I'm going to be able to display it with this thing. This thing is ridiculous. Even as a ridiculous fake mustache. I don't know why the Impulse did that, ever did the dual-bladed thing. But yeah, you could replicate it if you had him holding it with both hands like he does in the show sometimes. Then yeah, you could replicate it. And oh yeah, you can take armor off. I know I showed that in a few of my Master Grade reviews. I'm not going to go into that because even with this, and yeah, even with the specially made hands, put this in the wrong position, and it might cause the upper body to split off. Yeah. This sword is so massive. Watch this. Watch this. You can't even hold it at an angle. But yeah, you could get some pretty freaking sweet poses with this thing. And if you angle the hand backward and use the grip of the use the handguard to catch, you can almost get this guy into some pretty sweet poses. I'm going to say that if you have a pose that you really want, you may need to sticky tack the hand in there because it is too articulated for its own good. Yeah, this guy will fail at about 5 different points just in the hand alone. Now, again, if that were it, he would be a pretty nice model. But that's not it. Because, I mean, Seed and Seed Destiny had all the backpack switching. Then we had Seed versus Astray, a whole line where their gimmick was backpack switching. This guy can do backpack switching. And this is actually pretty sweet. And it would be made even sweeter if you had the, I guess, first edition bonus of the Astray Blue frame. But yeah, rip the Impulse, the Silhouette pack, off. And I have to say, without any of the weapons on, the Silhouette pack is kind of dull. But, rip the Silhouette pack off, take the core Splendor out, and we're going to add a pseudo cockpit to him. Take this bit, this white and blue bit, and if you see what that back part looks like, I think I can give you a hint. No, my Strike Noir is out in the car. Oh yeah, by the way, I finished the Strike Noir. I'll show you a comparison between my old work and my new work in a few days, or tomorrow maybe, I don't know. And then just put that in and combine them back together, and you can see he's got a Strike pack adaptation. So he can take Striker packs now. I doubt he can take the 1 to 100th no grade Striker packs, or else I'd have a sword Impulse still, I guess. But with the sword Striker pack, I don't know. That would be cool. Yeah, I'm gonna put the lid back on just to include that. Now, what I was saying with why I'm gonna get a knockoff Force Impulse is that accessory, that Strike backpack thing. I want to do a Impulse Noir. Basically, take a knockoff Strike Noir and a knockoff Force Impulse. I could do Sword Impulse, but hey. I may end up going with Sword Impulse just so I can give him those huge swords. But then again, that would kind of ruin it, so I'm not going to. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Strike Noir and some details of it like that are changed, like those shoulder plates, put those onto the Impulse. Maybe mod the side skirts to be able to take the pistols. I don't want to just replace the side skirts because then you lose the armored Schneiders, which was sort of one of the bummers of the Strike Noir. But I guess pistols are better. I don't know. Or maybe modify these side panels onto the legs or something. I don't know. Actually, onto the ankles would be pretty cool. Have him be able to draw ankle daggers. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I may do that. I don't know. But yeah. Anyway. So at that point you'd just be you'd get the Impulse Noir. I have nothing else to say. I'm trying to think of how to word things, but I can't really do it. I would also, I know I'm going to try to mod some other things that are different from the original Strike. I don't know what, though. Maybe the legs, I'll try to put some of that detailing in there or something. I don't know. But I will build the Impulse, the Force Pack, and show it on this guy, or maybe on that guy. And I will be getting an actual Force Impulse, or not Force Impulse, Strike Noir Master Grade, so I will show that eventually too. But I will be building the Strike E out of it, Or not the Strike E, probably the normal Strike, because if they have all the parts, actually, I'll leave the legs the same, and if it comes with the original side skirts, I'll be good. Yeah, that will, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, this has been Galactic Marine 501 slash jexamwolfexia, and how many times have I said in this freaking review? I don't know. Crap. Another one. This has been Galactic Marine 501 slash jexamwolfexia. I will see you guys at the next review.